everyone who has a question from the floor, do use Slido, if you can. But to start us off, I've got a question for Ramani. For trusts that are either quite new to PQIP or who are having problems engaging their local teams, what would you suggest as the single most effective communication they can use to spread the PQIP word within their departments or trusts?
So I think having a really good think and talking to lots of people about what the pressing issue is locally. So there will be something. And it may be, for example, it may be length of stay, it may be the fact that the preoperative assessment service isn't quite up to what you want it to be, or whatever. And you find that trigger point, I guess, that is the thing that's going to make people sit up and listen. And then you try applying the opportunities that PQIP can provide to that trigger point, because the data set is so comprehensive and the opportunities that we can provide are so broad that it's hard to think of something in the perioperative pathway that couldn't be addressed through engagement with PQIP in one way or another. So find the trigger point.
Perfect, thank you.
We've got a couple of questions coming through on Slido about patients, how we're communicating with them in terms of pre-op infographics. Would they be useful? How do we share data with patients? And is there anything that we're doing to customize that, how we share it?
So on our list of things to do is to provide an infographic of the findings of each report in a way that can be shared with patients. Patients have told us at the time of consenting to being in PQIP whether or not they wanted to be kept up to date. So we will provide that information to those patients who have been who've wanted to keep up to date. And also, obviously, hospitals can put their own data up, or any of the infographics that we've provided up in their waiting rooms or anything else, just to inform patients of what's going on. So that's an opportunity for local teams as well.
Okay, thank you. Any burning questions out in the audience?
I think that's a no for now. One quick question for Aaron, if that's all right. For trusts or for individuals who want to use the entire PQIP data set in terms of the national data to look at any specific element, is that something that people are able to do?
So at the moment we've got a data request or data access form that you can fill in as individuals involved within PQIP. Within the web tool there's a data access request form that you can complete along with your reasons for why you want to access that data, and then hopefully we can release that data for trusts or PIs to use that data for whatever they wish to use it for.
Brilliant, thank you. Should we just do one last Slido, which the top one is the data query function is a nightmare to use. Sorry, Aaron. Is there any way of making this simpler?
So firstly, yes, it is a bit, well, yeah, it's difficult to use. Hence why last year we ran a quick workshop, and from that we have learnt that it is tricky to use. So we created that guide, that step-by-step guide. However, if that is still tricky to use, drop me an email and we can have a chat to do that, talk you through it on the phone, which we've done in the past. And then hopefully we can get you going on it. And any feedback is welcome so that we can try and squash any further bugs to make it easier to use, because the idea is that you can access the data, not try and put any barriers up.
Brilliant. I think we better stop there because otherwise we'll be running behind time. But a big thank you to our three speakers. And thank you.